What is going on in Niger? It's a country in Western Africa with a population of about 25 million people. On July 26th, there was a coup there. And through that event, we're learning a lot about Niger, the countries around it, and the geopolitical dynamics in the region as it relates to the US, Russia, and France, which colonized a lot of those countries in that part of Africa.
D'une part, à la dégradation continue.
This is the leader of the coup, General Abdurrahman Chiani, announcing the transition, citing security deterioration in the country and bad economic governance. This is President Mohamed Bazoum, the ousted leader. He came into power April 2021, and he's believed to be in the military's custody. Bazoum has an op-ed out in the Washington Post published Thursday. The title is "My Country's Under Attack and I've Been Taken Hostage." In it, Bazoum calls for the US to intervene, and he says if the coup succeeds, it will have devastating consequences for the country, the region, and the entire world. All right, let's talk about ECOWAS, the Economic Community of Western African States. The regional bloc had already imposed sanctions on Niger over the coup, but then on Friday, the group threatened military force if the coup leaders didn't reinstate President Bazoum into power by Sunday. That's today. Nothing has happened yet, but it scared a lot of people in neighboring Nigeria. The current leader of ECOWAS is Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu. The Nigerian Senate rejected the idea of military intervention in Niger, and so it's off for now. Several neighboring countries have also warned against it. Burkina Faso, Guinea, Mali, and Algeria have all come out opposing military intervention in Niger.
Avertissent que toute intervention militaire contre le Niger s'assimilerait à une déclaration de guerre contre le Burkina Faso et le Mali.
Souligne qu'une intervention militaire contre le Niger entraînerait de facto la dislocation de la CEDEAO.
On se sent en famille en ce sens que la Russie est une famille aussi pour l'Afrique.
You can watch the full version of those videos on youtube.com/breakthrough news. Now, you just heard Burkina Faso's president there saying Russia is family for Africa. That's the other side of this when it comes to geopolitical dynamics. People in Niger and in other parts of that region have very favorable views of Russia. Pro-coup protesters in Niger were flying Russian flags alongside Nigerian flags. It appears to be a trend in many parts of Africa. Russia is believed to have fighters in some of these countries. Now let's talk about France. There appears to be an anti-French sentiment in a lot of these countries. In recent years, they've kicked out French troops. These countries were all French colonies until their independence in the late 50s and early 60s. But French colonial rule established political systems designed to extract valuable resources while using repressive strategies to retain control. Most Francophone countries still use the CFA franc as their currency, which is pegged to the euro and guaranteed by France. France also forged defense agreements that saw it regularly intervene militarily on behalf of unpopular pro-French leaders to keep them in power. Protesters who supported the coup in Niger burned French flags outside of the French embassy there. And as recently as yesterday, Saturday, French Foreign Minister Catherine Colonna seemed to support military intervention. She said in a statement, France firmly and resolutely supports the efforts of ECOWAS to thwart this attempted putsch. The U.S. also appears to have a stake in this and is disturbed by the coup. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, seen here with former Nigerian President Bazoum in March, said he's been in regular contact with Bazoum since the coup and adds, quote, "Our economic and security partnership with Niger, which is significant, hundreds of millions of dollars, depends on the continuation of the democratic governance and constitutional order that has been disrupted. That support is in clear jeopardy." The U.S. has at least 1,000 soldiers in Niger and gives about $2 billion in aid, according to the World Bank. Some experts have said losing Niger would be a victory for Russia. Niger is one of the poorest countries in the world, if not the poorest, even though it has natural resources that are very valuable to the world. For example, uranium, which helps make nuclear power and is used in the medical, industrial, and defense sectors. Niger is the world's 7th biggest producer of uranium, and the country has Africa's highest grade uranium ores. So what impact will this political transition have on the people of Niger? The vast majority of them are living in poverty. Coming up, I speak with a London-based researcher, Dr. Tony Agbons, about the situation in Niger, you can look out for that interview right here on youtube.com/HermelaTV. Thank you so much for watching.